Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode of what we will be calling therapy session. I am your man Bailey, aka Mr. Go Get 'em, and tonight is going to be something a lot different than what you are used to seeing here on No Cap Reacts. So tonight we've got a special guest, and she goes by the name of Trina. Introduce yourself, Trina.
I'm Trina DiBiaso, born and raised in Phoenix, Arizona.
All right. And Trina, what brings you to the show tonight?
You brought me here.
I brought you here?
Yes.
You want to tell the truth or you want to be real about it?
That's pretty much the truth.
That's the truth?
You talked me into it.
I talked you into it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's just be real. We were having a conversation and she said, I should be recording this.
That's right.
I know. I should be recording this so I can listen to it later so I could take the advice that you're giving me. And I said, why would you do that when you can actually just come on the show and do it? And you agreed, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so what were we talking about?
Men.
All right. So here on therapy session, show is going to be a lot different because we are going to be having conversations about things such as relationships, family, and things such as that. So, Trina, currently, you're having some issues in the dating field, correct?
Yes, correct.
All right. So the first thing that I want to do is let's ask you a couple questions. Trina, how long have you been single?
3 years.
All right. And what are the woes of your dating? What's going on? What's not working for you?
Just most of them lie. So typically I'm in a relationship with someone that's married or has a living girlfriend that I find out later about.
And how do you find out about these women?
I get a phone call.
From the girlfriend?
Yes.
How does that usually go?
It was not too well usually, but I just, I don't like drama, so I just hang up usually.
Okay. Is that what happened in your last dating situation?
No.
Okay, so what was the issue of the last situation?
The last situation was that a boyfriend, so-called future husband, liked my girlfriend's profile on a dating app.
Okay, so let's start over in the beginning. Trina, have you been married before?
Yes.
How long were you married for?
15 years.
All right, how'd that go?
It did not go well.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you some questions, okay?
Okay.
In this marriage that did not go well, can you tell me one thing that you did wrong, and can you also tell me one thing that he did wrong?
What did I do wrong? I was naive. I was competing a lot then, so I wasn't really paying attention to everything that was going on.
Okay, when you say competing, elaborate on competing.
I was doing fitness competitions.
Okay, and what was he doing?
He was trying to start a business during the time, a new business. It wasn't going so well for him, so I picked up 2 more jobs. So I was working 3 jobs at the time and competing.
So while you're working these 3 jobs and competing, how did that actually make you feel?
I did what I had to do because my focus was on competing.
But in the relationship, were you happy with basically being the breadwinner?
No.
Okay, so that's why I say what I say. How did it make you feel? Like, can you kind of give us a replay of how that made you feel in the relationship? Was that too much for you? Was that elaborate? Like,
I did things for my husband that I didn't want to do, but I did them. He lied to me, he cheated. I was just, yeah.
How far into the relationship did any of those things start to happen?
We were married in '04. It wasn't until 2012 I found out he was with a girl for 5 years before I found out about it.
So he was with her 5 years prior to marriage or 5 years doing your marriage?
I got called. One more time, please.
Was he with you, this other girl, for 5 years during your marriage or before and doing your marriage?
During the marriage.
So, like, you guys got married. He started a whole new relationship after being married to you.
Yep.
Okay. So, let's fast forward to 2023. All right. So, this is currently where we are at today. You're single. You've been single now for 3 years. In the last 3 years, I think I've known you for what, 2? 1.5? 2 years of that?
2 years.
Okay. The 1.5, 2 years. Approximately how many different boyfriends have you had? Let's be honest.
Yeah. I wish I should have been counting, I guess.
So too many is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. Why is that?
Again, they're married or in a relationship, or just I try to have a connection with the person and it just isn't working.
Okay. So some of the conversations that we actually have, which is why we're having this show, because I don't think people actually understand how many of these conversations that I have with so many people. And I think it's time to actually start, posting some of these conversations and or bringing people on the show and letting you guys also give your input. So if you're watching this right now, the chat's wide open. Should I open the phone line?
Can we take a break?
There's no such thing as a break. We're live.
My guest is here.
Oh, she's finally made it?
Yeah.
Okay, give me the phone. I'll tell her how to get to where we're at.
Hold on a second.
Actually, I'm going to send it to you to send to her. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so this is the thing. There's a lot of conversations that I have with a lot of people on their relationships, bad relationships, the things they go through, etc. Okay? Some people take the advice that I give them and they go on and everything is great. Others don't take the advice that I give them and, well, they continue to go steamrolling through the exact same issues that they're having over and over and over again. I think it's safe to agree you're a prime example of going through the same thing over and over and over again.
Yep. Seems like it.
Okay, so Terrence Reeves says, have you taken the time to heal from her past relationships? That's a great question because you know I'm going to ask that.
Yes. We just talked about this last night, John.
No, he's asking the questions.
Oh.
Have you ever taken the time to heal from your past relationships?
Yes, I have.
How have you?
Through therapy and meditation.
Is that from your ex or from the totality of all the relationships you are steamrolling through?
It's from the ex.
Okay. So if you have healed from the ex, we then have to ask ourselves, and something that you would want to ask yourself is, how do you continually end up in the exact same relationships with the same type of guy?
I had an ex-boyfriend that asked me the same thing. And I said, you really asking me this because are you putting yourself in that same category? And he's like, I'm not in that category. I'm like, really? We dated for almost a year. So I can't. I don't know. I don't feel like they are the same.
So let's ask ourselves this. The man isn't the same because he looks differently, but are his actions the same?
Most of them
Okay. So what we have to look at in totality
come
isn't
through the gate.
what the man looks like, but what the man's actions are. What we have to pay attention to is at this point of time, we have to go, okay, it's not about the man, it's about the character of the man. And somehow you continually date the same archetype of man that puts you in the exact same
I gave you the gate
situation.
code.
So do you agree with that?
I didn't hear you. One more time, please.
Okay, so we have to look at the action of the man.
Yes.
Are you dating the exact same archetype man
No, I am not.
that has the exact same mentality that continues to have you in the exact same position?
They're all different to me.
Okay, what makes them different? Because you're end up in the same position. They're all cheating on you. They're all lying on you, and they all have girlfriends.
Well, they're not
calling you.
all cheating on me.
Okay, which ones haven't cheated?
There's been one.
Out of how many?
Well, I never counted them.
Okay, so let's talk about the ones that I at least know about. 3. Which one of the last 3 didn't cheat? Because I know all 3 of them did. Mm-hmm. So name one that didn't cheat that I don't know about.
Well, Terrence, for one.
Okay, and what was his issue?
He didn't have any issues.
He didn't have any issues. So why aren't you with him?
I do not know.
Okay. So we have to then.
Can you please tell her how to get here?
I sent it to you. Did you not send it to her?
You sent me the gate code.
I sent you more than that.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
I do see it.
Hold on, ladies and gentlemen, because there's her friend who she's been patiently been waiting for an hour and a half.
Oops. Hold on, Sonia.
That's joining. Why are you telling her? Stop screaming out people's names. So, there's this Terrence guy, and this Terrence guy didn't do anything wrong, is what you're saying. What's up, saucy boy? And you didn't keep Terrence.
No.
Or did Terrence not keep you? Which one was it?
I'm not sure, actually. What's the apartment number?
Hold on real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a real quick break. Real quick break.
Usually.
They ask you if you want to arm wrestle.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So these guys are coming up to you and asking you if you want to arm wrestle.
If it's in person, yeah.
Okay. And I guess that's going to be due to the fact of obviously fitness competition, lifting, things such as that, right?
Right.
Okay. Besides your marriage, what's the longest relationship you've had?
My first boyfriend ever.
And how long was that for?
8 years.
8 years.
Yes.
Okay. So, fast forward, circa 2024. You are definitely looking for love. We can both agree on that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I want to ask you this. Because I've never asked you this, but I'm going to ask you now. Okay? Mm-hmm. What is stopping you from being loved?
Nothing.
No, something clearly is.
Well, I don't know what that is. Yep, you agree with that?
Can I interrupt you for a minute?
Go do me a favor. Take that mic that's on there, put it close to your face.
Don't put it on there.
You're not on a camera.
All right, what I think it is that and don't take this the wrong way. I think that you're looking for it in the wrong places too fast. Because sometimes we don't, and I've done the same thing too. You got to get to know somebody and be friends with them before you even try to
Yes.
get into that kind of situation, if that makes sense.
So I'm going to do this. Right? But at the exact same time, I'm also going to say
Okay.
the reason that I say that is we've had this conversation. Yes, Trina, you jump into relationships from relationship to relationship pretty much and practically overnight. 2, you jump from one ex to the next ex. It's never a new guy. So you go from one bad situation to the other bad situation. 3. What's your name? What's the friend's name?
Sonia.
Sonia, just gonna be honest, there's no such thing as male and female friends. All men want to fuck you. That's the only reason we deal with women. Point blank, period. Y'all hate to hear it, but you know it deep down in your heart that it's actual factual truth, and that's why men are not friends.
Not all men.
No,
Okay,
feel
name a man besides a gay man that's not trying to fuck you.
I have a best friend from California that I've been friends with him since, oh my God, probably over 18 years. And he's never tried nothing with me, and it's never been anything but friendship.
All right, so I would dare you right now to call that person and say you're coming to California, or say you're already there, and you're at a specific hotel. Since I'm from LA or California myself, so I can pretty much name the hotel, the street, the address, and give a room number and say, look, we've been friends for 18 years. In these 18 years, I've always wondered why we haven't dated. You willing to make that bet?
I will not, because
Correct.
he has a girlfriend.
No.
What?
That's here nor there. If that's your friend, you've been friends for 18 years. That's one person you should be able to say anything and talk to anything in any way about, correct?
I do.
Okay. So if you were to call him and ask him just why you guys haven't dated, that has no bearings to do with his relationship. It's just a question. And what you're going to find out is, like every other woman that has been on my show that has done that, you're going to find out real quick. He's going to say, because you haven't allowed it to happen. Men are not in the friend zone because they want to be your friend. How did you meet said man?
I'm known from high school.
Okay. And in high school, did he hit on you?
No.
He never tried to date you?
Nope, he was dating one of my really good friends.
He was dating one of your really good friends? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I did have another friend recently that I've known him for over 15 years, and he tried to always push himself on me, which was
Thank you.
that right there, yeah, because that was a whole different scenario than what my
Sorry, Terrence Reeves here says it. True statements. Guess what? Every single so-called male friend that you have, if you call and ask him why you haven't dated, or called right now and said, hey, you've been my friend for such and such amount of time. I haven't been seeing anyone. I need an itch that needs to be scratched. Will you take care of that for me? 100% of all men are going to say, let's fuck.
Can't say all.
Correct. Unless they're gay. Unless they are gay. Men do not get into platonic relationships with women. It says men these days play the long run game. And I can tell you, I personally have done that. I was friends with someone for 13 years. Her name was Bree. And guess what? When I first hit on Bree, she put me in the friend zone. 13 years later, different dude, looked different, got a whole lot more shit going on in life. All of a sudden, she wants to be my girl. Guess what? All right, girl, I got you. And you know what I did? I fucked her. And then after that, I didn't want shit to do with her. Why? Because you made me wait for some bullshit that I should have never waited for in the first place.
That makes sense.
Men are not friends with women in a platonic manner.
I have friends that are friends.
No, you don't.
I do, and they never hit on me.
Again, you want to play, you want to pull out, you love to be on your phone. You want to pull out that phone and use it?
Yeah.
And this is the thing. Have I ever been wrong with anything that I've said to you?
No, but you would be this time.
Okay, so are you willing to make a wager?
Sure.
Okay, what do you want to bet?
$10.
Okay, so we're going to bet $10. All right? Put your phone on Bluetooth and Bluetooth to the Rodecaster 2, Rodecaster Pro 2. When it calls, the call's going to go out over the air. So the viewers will also hear this.
Yeah, I want to call David.
Cool.
And then go ahead and call him up. Question number 1. Why haven't we ever dated? Question number 2.
I've known all of his wives.
All of his wives.
Nice.
This is a guaranteed win. Terrence says, and that's the problem. She has all the male friends that she doesn't believe don't want anything but friendship from her. No. What are you doing?
You told me to call.
No, I said turn your Bluetooth on and Bluetooth to the Rodecaster Pro 2.
How do I do that?
Give me your phone.
I'm not computer savvy.
This is going to be funny. This is going to be fun. Okay? So, Terrence said that's the problem. She has all the male friends that she doesn't believe don't want anything but friendship from her. True. She has a lot of male friends, and you feel like these male friends want nothing. Here's the thing, too. Okay? Just to piggyback off of what Sonia said.
I'm sorry, was that up the Samsung or is it KS03?
Oh, no, it should be the Rode. It should show up. I'm going to show you exactly how it's going to show up as. It should say Rodecaster Pro 2.
You probably just showing up your wife. Okay.
It should say that right there.
Okay.
And Sonia, if men and women, if these so-called friends were the reasons that relationships were so great, well, how many male friends do you have in your life?
Me?
Yeah.
I do have a lot of male friends because I just don't get, some females are just
No, not females. I said how many male friends do
like
you have?
male friends as in like friends or like friends?
No, male friends that you say are friends.
5.
Okay, how come you're not in any great, amazing relationships with any of those 5 friends?
We don't see each other like that.
Oh, but this is the thing. You should be friends first, right?
Yeah, but we don't
Okay.
see each other like that. But
No, but you shouldn't have to see your friend like that because it's about friendship first. That's the advice you gave her.
But I've known these people for more than 5 years.
Which would means that's the beautiful thing. That means you would be in an amazing relationship for over 5 years.
But I want to be in a relationship with them.
Exactly, because people don't date their friends.
Exactly.
That is the number one thing.
Rule.
That is the number one thing. You guys, I'm sorry, but as a whole, women give horrible advice. And the reason that I say women give horrible advice, because you give advice that you don't even take. You tell people to be friends with someone first, but you won't date any of your friends.
So when I say be friends with them first, I mean as you're like in your talking stage of like, you know, dating or whatever. You, of course, you're gonna have like friends with benefits, or you're dating that person, but you get to know each other by being friends first. If that makes sense a little bit.
No, because this is the thing. Again, men never look at women to be friends.
Not all men.
All men, except gay men. I'm sorry, but as a man, 43 years old, who deals, talks to men, and even raises men, we do not want to be your friend. Why do you think? Okay, first and foremost, if a man hits on you, is that not sexual attraction?
It can be, yes.
Okay. It's not, it can be. That's just what it is. What's the first thing that a man sees with a woman?
Vagina.
Your beauty. We don't see your vagina because unfortunately you don't walk around naked.
I'm just saying.
Okay? You are now attached. Go ahead and call him.
What am I doing now?
Calling David.
So you're going to call this David, Damon, whatever his name is, and ask him why you guys haven't dated. And be very serious. Don't say it in a playful manner. Don't laugh.
Because I have a serious.
Say, I have a very serious question for you. Why have we never dated? And then after he answers that question, say, hey, we've known each other for however long you guys have known each other. I'd rather sleep with my friend than sleep with a stranger. And watch how the response comes.
Well, let's just see.
And I'm muting myself.
It's really good sound.
Stay out of it too, Sonya.
That's so good.
Stay out of it, Sonya.
Behave.
Put it on Bluetooth.
Holy hell, that's loud.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing. What are you doing?
Nothing. I just have a serious question for you.
What's that?
Would you agree or disagree that men cannot be friends with women?
I would disagree. You lived with me for over a year, and I had no problems being friends.
Yes.
I think it's a generational thing.
I think.
Ask her why you've never dated.
So why haven't we ever dated?
Why haven't you and I ever dated?
Yeah.
Because I was married and then I fell in love with Bella.
But because we were friends too.
Correct. Men,
It's because he was married. He said.
you're getting to a point in age where when we talk biblically, you're getting into Sodom and Gomorrah times, right? You're getting into times of Noah. You're getting into the end times. And in those times, there was no restrictions. Okay? And you're getting to a point now where people have regarded themselves or like that.
Ask him if he dates you.
You follow it?
Would you date me?
Right now, no. I'm married.
I know. But before you were
If
married.
you're not married.
So that's really a hard question.
I know. Well, I'm talking about my life right now and how I have such bad luck with men. But who is the one person that you liked that I dated?
Well, if you want to get down to brass tacks, it's on you. You got to be more picky.
Say it one more time.
You have to be more picky.
I had to be what?
More picky.
More picky.
More picky.
Well, hi, David. My name is Bailey. We're on a podcast right now, and the actual question is, if you weren't married, would you have dated Trina?
Well, that's not a fair question.
Well,
And the question is, will Trina date me? Because Trina has a choice, right?
correct. So if
And
Trina
she-
would have been
Yeah.
interested in you, and you were not married when you guys met, would it have been more of a friendship or more of a dating situation?
It would probably be a friendship. Trina's a great woman, but she has to be more picky.
Well, you have answered the questions just as we expected. And I would like to say thank you. We appreciate you taking the call.
Trina, I love you,
I love you too, David.
and you're my friend, and I will talk to you tomorrow to find out what this is all about.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
He thinks you have feelings for him.
What?
He thinks you have feelings for him.
Yep. So here's the thing. He answered the question, and this is the thing. Women do this quite often. Instead of you asking the questions that you were supposed to, you tried to preface it in order to get the answer that you wanted, and it still backfired.
I did not do that.
You actually did.
I didn't do it on purpose. I was
Yeah.
just trying to be subtle about
You
it.
only had to ask two questions. That's it. This is the thing. With men, we don't need subtlety. We love directness.
I can call. Maybe I'll call Valentine.
Okay? He answered the question correctly the first time. The question was if he wasn't married. When you asked him, would you guys have dated? He said if he wasn't married. When you asked the second time, well, he said again, well, that's a hard question because I'm married. When you asked the third time, his actual response was, well, would she pick me? That means that's 3 consecutive answers saying he would gladly date you. You have to choose him and he can't be married.
I wouldn't choose him.
Thank you. That is the entire point of exactly what I said. You are now $10 in the hole. Thank you very much. Terrence said, it says, how long do you date someone before you decide to sleep with them? Because if you sleep with the man too fast, has that become the issue? You give up the best thing about you too fast. Whew, that is such a loaded question, and we've also had
That sure
that
is.
conversation. Okay?
That sure is.
Okay, now let's just be real. When it comes to the dynamics of men and women in relationships, who brings more to the table, men or women?
Yeah, I would say both.
You can't say both. One person comes with more than the other.
The woman.
Okay, what do you come with it? Because when you
Honesty and loyalty.
remove sex
I just,
and remove money from the equation,
Loyalty.
what do you bring?
loyalty and honesty.
Okay, what does a man bring?
Sex. I'm
That's-
sorry.
No, you're wrong on that because men do bring things to the table, but they do want sex at the same time.
Okay, but the question is who brings more to the table? Terrence says men.
Why is that?
Time to explain.
Okay, so let's talk about the table first and foremost. in a relationship, what are the main characteristics of a relationship for a relationship to actually work? And when I say the characteristics of a relationship, honesty is not a characteristic. We are talking about things that you actually bring to the relationship, not things that should just be naturally. I mean, 2-year-old kids are honest. Actually, matter of fact, kids are the most honest people on this planet. If they see a fat person, they call them fat. If you're skinny, they call you skinny. If you're balding, they tell you you're balding. They have no filter. Adults do. So 9 times out of 10, I'm sorry, but 99% of the time, there is a lack of honesty. Because if there was true honesty, well, our relationship would probably be a lot different because I'm honest with you all the time, and that's why you hate me.
I do hate you sometimes.
Okay. Now, in a relationship, let's see. Terrence said stability, financial, emotional security. All right. So those are great things. As a man, we bring safety.
Yes, number one.
Security.
That's part of safety.
No. Security as in, see, safety is we will put our lives on the line for you. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We put our lives on the line for you. Security. Security means we will make sure you have a stable home over your head. Okay, prior to technology and construction companies and things such as that, we went out and we cut down trees and we built the house that you lived in. We would round up cows, cattle, pigs, chickens, everything. We created an entire farm. We built a fence that kept them inside of that. We slaughtered them, skinned them, brought them in the house for you to cook. That is stability. Okay?
Agree.
So, safety, security, and then the biggest one of all, provision. So, provision is the same as security, but in 2024, provision is... It is a man's job to financially make sure that you are taken care of. Provision is also to make sure that you live a stress-free life. If there's any issues or problems in the world, they should never make it inside of my home. It is my job to go outside of that door and fight the world to make sure that everything on that side of the door is peaceful for you. Now,
that's not how most men think these days.
this is the problem. That is not true. That is not true. Do 5-year-old boys stand up and fight for their mothers? Will a 5-year-old boy stand up and fight for his mother or his sister? Okay. These are things that are naturally in our DNA. Just like for you. If you see a stranger as a little girl and they're hungry and you have food, will you naturally just give them food? Yeah, because you're nurturing. You're a natural nurturer. And as a grown woman, when you see something, you see someone, and they're going through something, you naturally want to be there. I'm sorry, but this podcast was supposed to start at like 9 o'clock. But you text me over and over again, and I'm putting you on the spot, Sonya. She's going to be here in this minute. She's going to meet me then. You literally sat outside in front of the building for how long? Waiting for your friend.
I just got off work too.
At 8 o'clock. 8:30.
No, yes.
Correct. 8:30. We didn't even get in here until like 10 o'clock. That's an hour and a half. What time did you show up, Sonya?
What time is it?
20 minutes ago?
Yeah. Can I add some things to those questions that you said?
Yeah, so we're not done. Okay, so as a woman, what do you bring? I gave you nurturing. Give me something else.
That was a big one.
Maturity.
Women do not mature faster than men.
They do.
And women do not mature, as a matter of fact, at all.
I disagree.
Mutual respect.
You no, hold on. You know why we know you don't mature?
Why?
When I tell you the truth and you don't like it, do you throw a fit?
Oh, yeah.
So you already lack emotional maturity. Unfortunately, women are extremely emotional.
Like
And the fact that you cannot control your emotions proves that you are not mature.
I can control my emotions.
But you don't.
I do most of the time.
But you don't. See, this is the thing. When you need to do it the most, you don't. We met with me telling you that you need to be more emotionally stable and stop trying to do everything you can under the sun, legally and almost illegally, just to get a man to tell you the truth that you already knew the truth about.
Yeah.
So, maturity.
Okay, another one. Openness, respect, and independence.
Okay. Openness. Openness does what to a relationship? Because let's be honest. Let's say I am your perfect man. I give you whatever you want. And this is, let's say, most relationships. As a man, we bend over backwards to give you as much of the world as we possibly can. If you want a new purse, I'm going to get you a new purse. You want your hair done. You want your nails done. You want to go on regular dates. You want your bills paid. You want children. You want this perfect house because that house is the right house. You want this car because you don't like that car. You don't like this family members, or you don't like this friend who's been my best friend forever, so stop hanging out with him. And I do all those things. I'll do all those things for you. But if I come to you and say, tonight, I want to fuck the neighbor across the street, what are you going to say?
Bye-bye.
Thank you. So there's no openness. I can do 50 things for you. You're not going to give me one thing that I asked for.
She's saying that women are open.
Open to what?
Elaborate.
Correct. You're open to what you want and what makes you happy. Because in every single solitary relationship, when it comes to men and women dynamics, you always talk about what makes you happy. Well, answer this.
I was trying to make my guy happy.
What makes a man happy?
That's a good question, actually. But what I do is I do try to
Crickets.
take care of the person.
I'm trying to think of how to say it another way.
Just say it. This is the best part about this is you can literally just say be as blunt as you want to be.
It's basically the person's ability to show the love and intimacy, to be available to their partner, and desire to be open to them.
Okay, but again, I just named
that's what I'm saying.
that is like the definition of what openness is. But is that what people actually do in relationships?
No, because they don't know how to do that anymore.
Thank you. So you can't say that women bring openness to the table when they don't even do that themselves.
Well, I do.
So let me ask you this. In any of your relationships, anything and everything your man asks for, even if you would have asked for another woman, you would allow that to happen? It's just a yes or no question.
No, I wouldn't.
Thank
However,
you. So then there is no openness there, because this is the thing. It's open to a point based off of what makes you happy, not him. Because openness has nothing to do with your wants. Openness is 100% about what makes...
But that's where respect comes too.
Where's the lack of respect?
For him.
When they make their woman do things that they don't want to do.
Okay, no. So this is, again, this has nothing with making her do anything. This is a request. Mm-hmm. So you can't say make.
I did everything my husband asked me to do.
But you did that. Okay, that's you. We're not right now. We're talking about her. And you and her are already two totally different people, because she said no and you said yes.
See, but there's a lot of different definitions with the openness in a relationship. Like, somebody can take it the way you're saying it, right? I take it the way I'm saying it. She does as well.
But it's not the way I'm saying it.
If you want your partner to open up and you tell them, and it's a good idea to talk to your partner and be open about different situations, not just about if they want to go be with another woman or something like that. There's a lot of different things.
Be with another woman.
Well, because that's what you're saying, like,
no, I'm giving a general response of like something that, see, this is the thing. If a man were to ask for something, those are going to be along the lines of what he's going to ask for.
Not all men.
Again, if a man, and this is the crazy part, and I have this conversation with far too many people. I'm sorry, Sonya, you can't tell a man what a man won't do. I have been around men my entire life. Have you ever played on a college football team where you have 58 men in a locker room?
No, I played on
Okay, I have been. You know what 58 men in a locker room talk about?
pussy.
Thank you. You know how much we talk about pussy?
A lot.
Okay. All right. So, if I went out right now and did a poll and asked every married man in this world right now, hey, if your wife will let you sleep with a woman just one time, would you do it? And she doesn't care. You know how many men out of 100,000 are going to say yes?
100,000.
999,000 and 99.
I'll be like, I'm joining too.
So, again,
Just kidding.
but
Just kidding. But
this is the thing. We have to be, and that's what this podcast, this new segment that I'm starting is about. It's about being honest. It's about, if we're going to talk about relationships, we can't talk about what sounds good. We're going to talk about realness. In a relationship, are women as open as men? No.
no.
A woman can ask a man for a million things, which a million women ask men for a million things.
I don't ask for nothing.
And stop making this about you. We're talking in general. And like she said, she does. So you got two totally different dynamics. I'm glad she actually showed up.
Yeah, because I ask as well as he asked, and if I,
What do men usually ask for?
well, with my last relationship, it was more like we did 50-50. So if he would ask for something, I'm like, okay, I got you. Like, I'll get it for you, Or and I would ask for something like, the next couple.
Terrence,
weeks.
I gladly have you.
And it's.
Go ahead, keep going.
When we asked from each other, we would get it because that was my man. I took care of him, and he would do it for me as well.
So did you guys share a checking account together?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, so when you say you were in a relationship, that was 50-50, right?
Yes.
Okay, why'd you guys break up?
He cheated on me.
He cheated on you.
Yeah, because I started a job, and I basically was never home because I worked from 9 o'clock in the morning until 1:30 at night.
So
And it
what
was
you're
constantly
telling me
happening.
is the one thing that I said, if a man was going to ask for one thing, he would just ask to sleep with another chick. Not because he loves her, not because he wants to be with her. Literally, he's just fucking her. Because you're not there.
But the thing is, we had sex morning, and sometimes in the afternoon and lunch, at night, and probably in the middle of the night.
Do you know how horny men are?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so do you think that you alone can satisfy one man?
No.
Okay,
I never
so
said I could, but
no, hold on. That's the thing.
This is the new
The
segment now.
answer is no. So if you know that you alone cannot satisfy,
no person can satisfy one person.
I disagree with that.
okay, so if no one person can satisfy another person, then you just gave the number one reason why you shouldn't have left him.
Why? Because I'm allowing him to be cheating on me?
Okay, so this is the biggest issue that I'm going to say that I have with men is you should be talking to your woman and telling them that, and you should actually
Exactly.
be having a conversation. But you can't sit here and say exactly, because if he would have said so, would you have allowed it to happen?
I would have left the first time he told me.
Thank you. So you can't sit, and women wonder why men lie to you. Men lie to women because if we told you the truth, you say it, and all of you answer the exact same way. I'm going to leave you. Well,
Okay.
guess what? That also then, second time now, no, actually that's the third time, goes totally against the fact of you bringing openness to the relationship. So, back to the table.
Okay.
Nurturing. What else do you bring to the table?
You can bring effective communication.
No, because effective communication is him asking for sex and you're saying you're leaving him. That again, that is closed communication because you're not willing to communicate that.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Power
What
of
is a
opinion.
perfect man? What do you think is a perfect man
What is my version of a perfect man?
that will not cheat on his woman or will not?
There's no such thing. God didn't create men like that in any form, fashion, or way, even in the animal kingdom. How many lions have more than one lioness? How many apes, monkeys, and everything? Remove dolphins, turtles, and lovebirds.
And
What
penguins.
animal and penguins? What animal doesn't have multiple women? And we're talking that is millions of species, and we can only name 5 that live
a
monogamous.
goose.
A goose does not live monogamous.
They have only one partner.
No, first and foremost, you do realize that most ducks are hermaphrodites.
Well, my goose she only had one partner.
Okay, you had a pet goose. You didn't have the option. Put them in the wild and let them do what they would freely do.
What is a perfect woman then?
Guess
There is
what?
no perfect woman.
That's a lie. You're already perfect the way you are. You actually flaw yourself. You make yourself. Society has made love relationships, men and women, flawed, and they're turning us against each other. Let's ask ourselves this question: what's the divorce rate in the United States of America?
Probably 95%.
No, I haven't looked it up in a while.
Over 50%. What's the divorce rate in Indonesia, where they're able to have multiple wives and a bunch of children and all kinds of stuff?
I'm not going to be a part of that discussion.
7%. Why is the divorce rate so different? Why
It's
is it
openness.
why is it that our grandparents, who are literally one generation away from having their parents choose their partner, had better relationships than we do today, and we have online dating, Red Book, all these relationship gurus, and all this shit, and we can't keep it together. Average marriage lifespan
right.
is 7 years because they're feeding you a bunch of bullshit. Max, both of you. Did grandmother know that at some point in time, grandpa put his penis in somebody else?
I can't answer that because it's a very sentimental question.
I can't answer that.
It's a yes or no question, and that's the thing. You guys are going to refuse to answer the question because
Well,
the
I didn't have
reality of it.
grandparents.
You
growing
did
up.
have grandparents. That's
Okay,
how you
they
ended
all
up
passed
here.
away.
You may not have personally have known them,
Right.
but you've heard things. Did Pop potentially put his pee in Agnes?
I never heard. I mean,
My grandma left my grandpa because he did something inappropriate to a family member.
Okay, that's
That's what I'm saying. You know.
that's a
different situation.
yeah, that shouldn't even be brought up.
But I'm
'Cause
just
that's
saying,
a
that's why,
whole
like-
totally different situation.
But fuck, she could. I don't.
Were your parents in a monogamous relationship 100% of the time?
My dad wasn't.
Thank you. Did your mom leave him?
Yes.
When? After the kids left?
I was a baby.
So your mom left your dad but when
Several times.
No. When was the last time your mom left your father for good?
I'm going to say 6. My dad passed away when I was 8.
Okay. Why did your mom leave your dad? Sorry for your loss.
Just, he was cheating on her.
Okay. Sonia,
What?
your parents, were they together?
Yeah, for a little bit. And my mom left him because she wanted to do her own thing.
Do her own thing, meaning what?
Just run the streets.
Okay. So, do we see a... that one's hard. That one's really hard.
You got him on that one.
Has your mom found anyone else since?
Oh yeah.
Married?
No. Well, she did marry one guy, and then she ended up leaving him because it was a really bad relationship. And then she went back to Curtis, which was the love of her life, and they were together for a long, long time.
Man, do you see how quickly women fuck over the love of their lives?
Her and Curtis were high school sweethearts.
Correct, but again, the nice guy finishes last. Yeah, he's the nice guy.
Was.
Correct, was. Because you know what happens? Fuck over the nice guy too many times and the nice guy's no longer nice.
Well, she never cheated on him, and she
It wasn't about whether you cheat. This is the thing. Who do you think loves harder, men or women?
Women.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah?
You know,
So if you
what-
love so hard, why are you so quick to go get with the next one? Men literally become bitter. Men kill themselves. Men love harder. We literally put our all into a relationship. You will go jump under your ex within 72 hours.
I'm gonna agree with him on that. Definitely, because I've seen men that are heartbroken.
When a man loves you, he gives his all.
Never
When a
happened.
woman loves you, she gives
Her all.
enough to be happy.
I
And the
disagree.
moment she's unhappy, you leave.
I don't.
When a man's unhappy, he bears through it.
Not all women are created equally.
I've seen.
Correct. All women are not created equally because, like Michelle Obama said, they've been together for 32 years.
She cheated.
No, she did
I'm
not
just
cheat.
kidding.
For 10 years, she hated Obama. But you know what? She sat there and said, I've had 20 amazing years with him. I can go ahead and bear this 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, 7 year, 8 year, 10 years of hating
It's called
him.
sacrifice.
And you know why? Because at year 11, she fell back in love with him. You realize that 40-something% of people that are married and divorced
Get
end
remarried?
up remarried. You know why? Because love is a fake bullshit feeling that we tell ourselves. And guess what? Just like today I love you, tomorrow I fucking hate you. But the day after that, I love you again. So guess what? It's finicky, and it's going to have its ups, and it's going to have its downs. But unfortunately, in your world, if it's not constantly up, you guys tuck your tail and run. A man will sit there and bear through the bullshit in order to get back to the good times. Terrence said, good sex, home-cooked food, and contribute to the household are the basic things men ask for.
50-50.
Yeah.
So what did one you do? So what? Okay, I'm gonna change the
So,
subject.
outside of nurturing, we still haven't given anything else that you bring to the table.
Okay. I'm gonna say. How's the word? Appreciation for each other.
I'm sure you can see my face on the screen.
Yes.
Appreciate each other. Like appreciate what you do for each other. Like, in other words, like.
I know where he's going with
When
this.
was the last time you told a man you appreciate what he does for you?
Me?
Yeah. Okay, you have to think about
I
it.
did that actually yesterday.
Are you with someone?
Not anymore.
Okay, so who did you tell you appreciate them?
I told it to one of my really good friends.
Correct, a really good friend. We're not talking about friends here.
So who
Again,
was
we've
that?
already made it very clear that none of you guys are dating your friends. We're talking about relationships. We're talking about men. We're talking about the man that you love and are willing to potentially give the rest of your life to and bear children and things such as that.
Oh yeah, I have another.
Friends don't count. Here's the thing, and I'm just gonna be like super honest. I'm gonna give you the only other thing that you guys actually bring to the table that a man would require of you that we can't give to ourselves.
Support.
Children.
Oh yeah, I haven't done those.
Children.
I'm past that point.
Thank you. Which is why we've had this conversation far too many times. You are past the point of children. So when men look at you, whether you like it or not, you are a man's playground. You are recreational use.
Yeah.
And until you show that you have an inherent value that is more than just sex, and show that you can give him something more than your body, what would a man take you serious for? And that's not you, that's a lot of women. It's just harder for you because you can't have any more children.
Because I chose that.
Whether you chose it or not, you still have to show that you're more valuable than that. And in most cases, are you willing to do the work? Well, that's what I've asked you many a times. What does it take to make a man happy?
I support everything. If I'm with somebody, I support them in everything that they're doing.
Okay, but here's the biggest question that I've always had for you. What are you supporting? First and foremost, the last relationship you were in, what was his dream? Because if you can't ask that question, you can't say you supported it.
I'm just going to say bodybuilding.
You can't support that.
Why not?
How do you support someone into doing something that is 100%
You
based
help
on them?
prep their meals, you emotionally. I mean, you do a lot of
Did you
things.
live together?
No.
Okay, so how do you prep their meals every day?
Well, I didn't, but I'm just saying.
Okay,
that's
so
how you
again,
did it.
you can't offer something you're not there for.
I tried to be,
What
but yes, I agree.
was the question again?
So the question is, outside of that, like as you as a woman, right? What do you do to support your man? What does it take?
Basically, to make him happy or supporting whatever.
What makes a man happy?
Make your man happily, like emotionally, be attentive to his needs.
What are his needs?
There's a lot of it, like anything.
Okay, we've already had this question.
Well,
We've answered this question
Right,
like 5
so,
times.
you
What's
know,
the number one man's need?
Sex.
Okay.
So,
Can you cater to all those needs?
Absolutely.
You can cater to.
To give him space when he needs space. To make your man happily stressful, you have to want to try new things and be bold and adventurous. Some people do.
But you already said that if he brings up potentially wanting another woman, you're going to say no. You're leaving him immediately.
I gotta find out what she looks like first.
So you can't say that now when you've already shot that down like 5 times.
But I'm just like saying like in a different way, like what could be.
But here's
some women do it. Not all women are going to accept it, but some do.
But here's the thing, okay?
I've held my.
We have to speak in reality, right? Is that your reality?
He's talking to you.
Yeah.
So you would be okay being with another woman, with your man?
If it was something.
No.
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Of course.
100%.
100%. I've done it before.
No, if it's not about what you've done before. Would you do it now? No questions asked. It can't be a if he or
No,
if it's
no.
a yes or no.
If it was my ex, no. If it was
It's
somebody
not
new that I
about
was
your
happy
see.
with,
No.
listen,
You can't. It can't be a caveat to it, because this is the thing. When it comes to your happiness, a man doesn't say if. If you want your nails done, he doesn't say if. If you want your nails done, he doesn't say if. When you're in a real relationship with a real man and the bills come in and the rent is due or the mortgage is due or the car note is due, he doesn't go if. He just pays it. You come with caveats. Men don't. That's the difference. You consistently will say if, but, when, where, but it has to, there's always a but, there's always a caveat to it. We don't give caveats.
You're right in some sense, but then I think that you're wrong in some.
Where's the wrong?
There's, I don't know. I don't know. I can't.
See, you can't say there's a wrong and then not be able to actually.
Because not everything you say is correct, though. Like, there's
but you have to. Okay, so if it's not correct, you should easily be able to give the correctness to it. Like 1 + 1 is 2, but if I said 1 + 1 is 3, you can correct me, correct? Mm-hmm. So if what I said is incorrect, tell me what is incorrect.
So anything that we have said about we bring to the table for like a man, and some like you have said that some of those are not right, correct?
Okay, so this is the thing. How many men come to the table with what I said? Safety, security, and provision.
Not all of it. I'm gonna tell you. Probably 50% of them don't.
Okay. Guess what? 47% of women are single and not married. So that would put 53% of men doing that.
Because we're independent. We don't need a man.
What does independent mean?
You take care of yourself. You work for yourself.
That's called self-sufficient. That means I'm also independent, and not a single man is walking around here saying they're independent. Saying you're independent, I'm just going to be honest, and don't take it the wrong way.
What does that mean?
But you're going to take it the wrong way regardless. Saying you're independent sounds stupid. And the reason it sounds stupid is because did you build your house or did a company build it for you?
The fact is, we need men.
No, we don't.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, actually, you do. If I decide to get real violent right now and do some crazy shit, who are you calling to protect you?
Myself.
You're calling 911 and a man showing up.
No, I wouldn't. You're gonna get violent with me.
I am 5'10", 300 pounds in power lift. You are what? A whole 5'4", 5'5"?
And I am 5'4". I weigh 145, and I box and I do MMA.
And I've been boxing since I was 5. Played football at collegiate level, and I do security.
And I do bodybuilding. I still want a man or need a man.
But
No, I get what you're saying.
Listen, what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, you don't even have a chance.
Yeah, but you're right. I don't. But I'm gonna try.
No, but see, that's the difference. So saying that is
But-
obsolete.
See,
It's
but
stupid.
Women aren't the only ones that say that they're independent.
No,
There's
men
a lot
don't
of-
say they're independent. Name one man that says he's independent.
I've heard a lot of men say that.
Who? Gay men?
No.
Because straight men don't say they're independent because we know what independent means. And we don't want to be independent. You have men leaving the United States of America to go find wives because women in America don't want to get married because y'all are independent.
We had this discussion.
But where are women leaving the United States to go find husbands?
I'm going to Abu Dhabi.
You gonna go to Abu Dhabi where they have multiple wives
I don't care.
and you have to cover your entire body from head to toe. You're not allowed to show your face, your hand, or any of your body parts. Take your ass to Abu Dhabi with that and let me see that happen.
I wouldn't go there.
I would.
I'll stay
No,
right
you.
here.
I mean,
And you have to be a virgin. And if you're not a virgin, you're not
Just
getting
don't.
married.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get surgery. No, I'm just kidding. I do agree with you in a lot of things that you are saying about, like, you know, the relationship and men and what they do ask for, and how some women just don't do it for them.
This is the thing. We're super simple. Give us sex,
And-
support us.
And
But
do
the problem is 99% of women can't even tell you what they're supporting in their man because they have no idea what their man's dreams really are.
Oh, I do.
You say you do, but you don't have a man.
Not anymore.
And you're
did-
saying that you're independent.
I did know what he wanted. He just
Not Jared.
huh?
Not Jared.
Not Jared. No, Jared was an amazing man, but
Okay, so now hold on. So you saying you had an amazing man, but you're not with him no more.
That was my ex who passed away.
Okay, then I will give you that one.
And I'm gonna bring him up. Like he actually brought everything. You know, he brought everything to the table as I did, and he was not like these guys are now. Like, it was different.
Okay, so
It's hard to explain it because it's
this is what I would let. Oh my God, I know you didn't just say that word.
I
Who is?
did.
Okay, do you know what the definition of narcissistic is? Pull it up on your phone.
No.
Yeah, do it.
What are you talking about? Jerry?
Craig.
Oh yeah, Craig is. Well, whatever yeah. There's so many definitions of a narcissist.
No, there isn't. There's only one definition. It's right here. It's literally right here. I'm gonna put it on the screen
And I'm
for
gonna
you.
tell you. Yep.
Narcissist. There is only one definition. A person who has an excessive interest in or admiration of themselves. Narcissist who think the world revolves around them.
That's Craig.
Is that more men or is that more women?
That's him, all right.
That's him? So
That
he
is-
loves himself. Because that's what that means.
That is a lot of women too. I agree with
That is the majority of the women in the
There
world.
is.
All the makeup on your face, the hair, the nails, you guys don't love yourselves. That's what narcissist is. Now there's a personality disorder that goes along with narcissism, right? But guess what? What you guys actually call a narcissist isn't a narcissist. It's a psychopath. You have a person that has psychotic tendencies. Narcissists are a narcissist mental disorder is actually very rare. It's less than 200,000 people. But according to women since 2001, since the Rona hit, and someone decided to make it a buzzword, you guys call every man a narcissist, not realizing like the biggest thing about a narcissist is, well, first and foremost, it would take one to know one. Mm-hmm. Two, it just means that you love yourself. There's nothing negative in this word.
What about an empath?
That's me.
How do you know that?
Again, everyone, these are buzzwords. Okay.
Well, no, yeah, because like you said, up until COVID, nobody's.
Yeah. No one ever said that, but now
No.
everybody's an empath. Empath, chiefly in science fiction, a person with the paranormal ability to apprehend the mental or emotional state of another individual. Sorry, but I'm gonna say you're not an empath because if you were truly an empath, you would know the mental state of mind of majority of men that you've dated, which means you wouldn't be in any of the issues you're in. Women quickly say, "Oh, I'm an empath. I feel all of his emotions and his feelings, and it's the vibe." And it's no, it's
I'm
not.
not just
It's
talking
just a
about
bunch
men,
of
it's
bullshit.
anybody.
Correct. It's
Do
anybody.
you believe in connection with having a connection with somebody?
She's talking about energy connection.
No, just like you meet somebody or you're dating and you just have like the instant
I mean,
connection.
people literally meet each other and like there's this thing, love at first sight.
Yes.
Oxytocin is released in the brain. Okay, that is the feeling. It is the exact same feeling you get if you take cocaine or if you eat sugar raw or if you post something on Instagram and you get 500 likes in like 10 minutes. It's the exact same feeling. You can get that from meeting a perfect stranger. But guess what? It's temporary and it doesn't mean anything.
That's just like the other guy that I met only once, and he loves me all of a sudden.
It's not real. These are things, again, a lot of these things are literally just that. They're buzzwords. And as adults, we're too stupid to pick up. I mean, Google's right there in your phone. Y'all Google retarded shit, but like like words have meanings. Meanings have definitions, and definitions tell you exactly what the word means. And no one does that. And we sound absolutely stupid saying it, which is why even here, the definition of independent, okay? There's no one in the United States of America that is independent. Independent means free from outside control, not depending on another's authority, not depending on another for livelihood or sustenance. Guess what? The only people in the world that are not independent, truly not independent, are children. They rely on us 100%.
Exactly.
And guess what? We rely on real estate. We rely on the government. We rely on grocery stores. We rely on gas stations. Shit, we're relying on the power company right now to make sure that we have power. We are the furthest thing from independent. As a matter of fact, when women say you're independent, the only thing you're saying you're independent from is men. Which means you are independent of having a man. Nothing more, because every woman that says she's independent doesn't have a man. And according to you, that's the only thing that you would need a man for. If you have a man, you lose your independence. How? Nothing in your life changes other than the fact that you have a partner in life. Mm-hmm. And if they're not a partner, you should not be with them.
Agreed.
Relationships are very, very easy. We complicate it by using 1, stupid buzzwords, 2, buying into what we think the buzzwords mean, 3, not living your purpose. Your purpose as a woman is to be feminine, nurturing, loving, caring, and provide a peaceful home for a man. If you do those things, which are very simple, a man's going to be happy as fuck. Period. But unfortunately, that's not the case. Men's homes today are not peaceful. Y'all are bitching, complaining, nagging, telling him what he doesn't do.
A lot of women are like that. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay? While he's busting his ass to make sure that the problems of the world aren't your issues, your bills are paid, kids are taken care of, and they're trying to be fathers and husbands while they're being told they're not doing enough. Why? Because you sit around watching the Kardashians and all these other TV shows where you see women going to Tulum and Barbados and all these other things because they're multimillionaires, and you start telling yourself you deserve that life. But guess what? For all the women that say they're independent and they deserve that life, not a single solitary one of you have given yourself that life. Women are running around asking men to buy them Birkin bags, but they haven't even paid for a Louis Vuitton. If you can't afford a Louis Vuitton, what would you do with a Birkin? Why do you deserve a 5-bedroom mansion when you live in a studio?
This is dumb. Women are stupid. They really are. I'm not gonna lie.
But this is the problem. This is our reality, right? And this is the number one reason of why your issues with dating.
But I'm not like that.
Correct. You're the total opposite of the majority of that. But you know what you're stuck on? You're stuck on the beauty standard. You still want to be the woman of your 20s, and you still want to be in competition with women that are in their 20s. So you tried to do
I am never in competition with younger women, ever.
correct, because there is no competition. You lost a long time ago.
I don't.
That's the problem. You don't think you have. But again, all right, so let's say a successful multimillionaire comes to you right now and says, I want to marry you, but I want children starting immediately.
No.
Thank you. But he can go to any 25-year-old and say that, and guess what she's going to say?
Yes.
Thank you. So there's no competition. You're also stuck in your ways. Man comes along and says, hey, get on my plan. You're going to be like, no.
What do you mean, get on my plan?
Exactly. You don't even know what that means. Okay, first and foremost, do you know what it means to be a partner?
Yes.
What's it mean to be a partner?
To work together, communication,
Who leads?
the man.
Okay. So doesn't that mean that you're getting on his plan?
Yes.
You want me to read to you definition of partnership?
No.
Sure.
Sure.
What about you, Sonia?
Do you want him to read?
Yes.
An association of two or more people as partners. A business or firm owned and run by two or more partners. That is partnership. What business has multiple CEOs?
Corporations.
What corporation has multiple CEOs?
BJ's. I don't know.
There's no business that has multiple CEOs. You have a CEO, CFO, CIO,
All right.
all the way down, and it goes to employees. That's why they call them pyramids. Because you got one person at the top, you can have 500 people down at the bottom or more. There's always one leader, which is why partnership and relationships, 50-50 relationships, what Sonia said she has, doesn't work. There's no leader. If there's no leader, how do you make a plan and follow through? Every baseball team, football team, basketball team has a captain. Behind every captain, there is a coach. Someone always has to lead. But again, in the relationships today, no one wants to be a follower. Women want to be equal to men, but you guys don't want to do the same amount of work that we do.
I do more.
I know you don't. And that's the problem. Stop lying to yourself.
I work hard.
On your job, this is the problem. If you worked as hard on your relationships as you did your job, you probably have a successful one.
And that goes both ways.
No. But at the same time, you also, just like you're picky with the job you choose, you have to be picky with the men you choose. And you're not. But you also play ring around the rosy. This ex fucked up again. I'm going to go to this ex. He fucked up again. I'm going to go back to this ex. Well, he fucked up again. I'm going to go back to this ex. At what point in time do you think that's going to change?
I've only been back to one ex.
How many times you think it's going to change?
It's not.
Thank you. So what are you going back to? Trying leads to failure. Failure leads to success.
Yeah, I already told you this last night. I had to make sure.
Make sure of what? It's already failed.
I know.
How many times can you go to a failure and think it's going to become a winner?
You never know.
No, we do all know. Ricky Bobby said it best. If you're not first, you're last. Keep last place people in last place. The only thing that I really want you to get out of this conversation tonight is one, Stop calling guys your friends because they're not your friends.
My friend Bessie.
Okay? 2, there's a thing called vetting.
You renting?
Vet. VETTING.
Okay.
Do you know what vetting means?
I've never even heard of it.
Correct.
I've heard of it, but I just never paid attention to the definition, honestly.
Make a careful and critical examination of someone or something. Investigate someone thoroughly, especially in order to ensure that they are suitable for a job, especially requiring secrecy, loyalty, or trustworthiness. See, you're choosing men the same way men choose women. First off, they have to look good. He's got to be pretty. And he's got to be sexy. And he has to be all these wonderful
There has to
things.
be attraction. There's got to be some kind of attraction.
Okay, so were Vikings attractive back in the day?
God, yes.
No, they were not. Vikings didn't take showers. They didn't brush their teeth. They had long beards. They had long hair.
Actually, they did take baths in the river or whatever it's called.
Once a month, if that. As a matter of fact, the reason the whole terminology of Viking is like that of a pig.
I would have liked
Okay,
living back
in
then.
order to be a Viking, you had to smell like shit because all you did were go to war, and if you smelled good or smelled clean, you were sniffed out and killed. So no, Vikings smelled like shit. 2, if you wanted to be back in the day of Vikings, well, again, you're doing something you already said that you don't want to do. Sharing your man. Because Vikings
they share the
grabbed
women.
up every woman that they wanted to and slept with them and made them their wife. And if you tried to leave, he would kill you.
They would get the eagle thing done on them.
Thank you. So at the end of the day, again, you're going to be sharing your man.
I will not.
All through history, it has been proven from the Bible. I say literally from Moses to Jesus. Yes, even Jesus had 2 wives.
He had 3.
No, one was his mother. He had 2 wives. They were all named Mary.
They were.
Mary Magdalene, Mary the nun, and Mary his mother.
I just learned this last night. I forgot.
Crazy, huh? People read the Bible, don't even realize that. They think it's all
And
the
this,
same
don't.
yeah,
person.
and this
You told me.
cheating and all this, like men being in, not in, well, with other women, it's been going on since God made Earth. Look at the
Women,
Greek- look
God
at-
literally told men to go out and
well, look
multiply.
at the Greek gods. They slept with everybody.
Thank you. Still do.
Well, there's
Like,
Uh,
he's right. but
women, you guys want to run around and
It's
call
called
yourselves
monogamy.
queens, right? Well, in
Nope.
order for you to be a queen, you need a king.
I don't
How
know.
many? How
That's
many?
true, that's true.
How many kings had multiple women? He had one queen, but how many women did the king have? Because he ran the kingdom,
Can't be a queen without a king.
My
I
king
agree.
didn't.
huh?
I said my king didn't.
You don't have a
Well,
king
he died.
again. So
That was my. In other words, that was my king.
no, because there's more than okay. Okay, do you guys understand that women outnumber men 11-1?
Yeah.
If God right now came down and told every man to take a wife, he'd end up with 11, whether you liked it or not.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Back in the old times, like he's trying to tell you.
Okay, and we're on the verge right now, like even our power infrastructure, our electricity, we're literally outgrowing our power infrastructure. Where as of next year, next summer, of all things, even in Phoenix, we're about to start power cycling,
I've heard
which
that.
means you have to save power in order for it to consistently work. So they continue to build homes and do all these things. What they haven't done is you can't make more power produce more than what it has. So if we get to a point to where all the lights went out and all of technology disappeared, whether you like it or not, you would have to deal with a man. And when dealing with a man, well, again, when technology disappears, so does the fire department, so does the police department, which means that your only safety and security is going to be the epitome of what safety and security is, which means it's going to be your man. Which then a 5'10", 300-pound black man that could beat the fuck out of 90% of the world, you are going to attach yourself to me in a heartbeat.
Safety
And then any
security.
other woman that comes along that I decide I want, you're not going to argue with that, because how easy is it going to be for you to go find another man?
You're talking different right now.
No, that's just a reality. And that
We're
was
not-
reality until like 1920 when
We're not at that reality right now.
You realize we've only had technology for like 100 years. So what we're talking about right now has been our reality far longer than anything
I
else.
understand that.
Okay, and you're saying we're not at that correct. We're on the doorstep of that reality. What was the first thing that that Russia did to Ukraine?
I don't watch the news.
Okay, so the first thing they did is they actually shut down their power. The first thing they did was bomb their power infrastructure, which made them totally powerless. If we lose power, can you make a call on your little handy dandy cell phone that you can't stay off of?
I'm off my phone, and yes, no.
Correct. You can't. Can you call 911?
Let's try. I'm just kidding. What are you talking about when the electricity goes out?
If the
You
power
can't.
were to go out right now,
You can't do anything.
can you use your
So you
cell
got your
phone?
man
Yeah, until
that
you
has
can until
multiple
you're
people.
Okay, so and I want you to also think about this.
That's what he's getting at.
Power goes out. You know, all those prison inmates that are behind those doors that are locked behind the power infrastructure, those doors open. Who's going to save all you single independent women?
That's a little different.
No, it's not. It's reality. See, this is the thing. The same thing you guys complain about and the same men that you guys complain about are the same men that also created the world that keeps you safe. So you feel very privileged because you don't have to fight for anything. Congratulations. Men did that for you. Who built these apartment complexes, homes, and towering buildings? Men or women?
Well, I'm sure there was some women.
Who doesn't matter what some is. What's the majority? Who built it?
Men, yes.
Okay, the roads that you freaking drive your car on. Oh, who created the car? Shit, for Christ's sakes, who created the tampon? A man created tampon because his wife was excessively bleeding.
Wow.
Thank you. Men have made your lives so easy. And literally, every now and then you might want a man that's going to ask for some pussy from somebody else. And you're going to say no?
Yep.
Yeah, see, this goes back to what she said earlier, where she was talking about admiration and giving your man admiration. Y'all don't admire shit we've done and don't care.
That is not true.
It is. Because even now as we say this, you're still saying, no, I won't do it. No, 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 no.
I'm not going to share my person.
Honey, you're already sharing.
Well, I don't have one, so I'm not sharing nothing.
Correct. And the thing about it is, the next person that you get, you're probably going to end up sharing too, because you have this thought process that you are enough.
No, it's just called loyalty and honesty.
Okay.
That's all I want from a
What's a woman's loyalty?
the same.
No. What the same as what?
Be honest and be loyal.
What's loyalty? What is loyalty? What is your version of loyalty? What makes you loyal to a man?
Supporting your man.
No, not loyalty.
Then what is it?
All right. What's the easiest thing you can get from a man?
The easiest thing I can get for a man.
What's the easiest thing you can get from a man?
Sex.
Thank you. So, since you have this thing in between your legs that 100 million men in the world, all men of the world want, desire, and go after, your version of loyalty is to not give it to those men. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, for a man, what is our version of loyalty?
I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't seen one yet.
Loyalty for men.
Loyalty for men is those three things we talked: safety, security. See, this is the thing. Our primary job is to put our life on the line for you.
Okay.
You would rather hold on. You would rather have sexual loyalty, which is your version of loyalty, than to have man loyalty, which man's loyalty is to make sure that I save you from everything and take care of you. You would prefer a woman's version of loyalty over a man's version of loyalty, which is why you've ended up with exactly what you get. A woman's version of loyalty. And you end up with women type of men. That's why men are ultra feminine. That's why men don't give you anything that you truly desire, because regardless, there's this thing called DNA. And that's DNA, which is why you go for big, strong, passionate men of power and control. Because in your DNA, since the beginning of time,
Security.
God put it in you to go for just that. You want taller, bigger, stronger, smarter. That is in your DNA, and you can't rewire that. The society can't change that, and society can't make you look for anything different. No matter how much they try to brainwash us. Just like we as men, well, we go for in shape and or thicker women because it shows childbearing hips. Like, you don't even understand why you wear makeup. You want big lips. You usually want red lipstick. You usually put on blush and things that highlight your cheeks. Why? Because a woman in heat ends up with red lips.
I don't wear red lipstick.
I didn't say you did.
They were Buddha lipstick.
But when a woman is in heat, aka ovulating, you realize your lips are redder naturally, and your cheeks are rosy naturally, and your chest sits up and higher, which is why your boobs and your nipples usually get very sensitive because you're ovulating. And as men, we naturally see that, which is why when a woman is ovulating, we see you at the club, like, we don't personally even know who you are, but we know that you are ready to go.
It's true.
So again, you have to look at the world we live in, and we take this all the way back to literally our DNA. And our DNA alone tells us what we should be doing, how we should be doing, and what's actually going to work. And whether you like it or not, I mean,
I don't.
your friend is sitting next to you right now, right? Mm-hmm. How many women have that one girl that's really there for? No, fuck that. Let's remove that.
That's the girlfriend that my ex.
Okay, don't even care about none of that.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do this. Let's do this. A man has a child with a woman. That becomes baby mama number one, and he becomes baby daddy, right? Mm-hmm. And then baby daddy gets in a new relationship with another girl. Baby mama number one hates baby mama number two, right? But when baby daddy breaks up with baby mama number two, who becomes best friends?
The girls.
Why?
Because
They got kids.
they're upset with that. They're upset with him.
Nope, it has nothing to do with that whatsoever.
Somewhere, but
Women actually, you guys are actually wired 100% to share men. And the number one thing that you guys swore tore you apart is the number one thing that actually brought you together, which is that one man. And both of y'all have slept with him. And then we both know you're baby mamas. So how often is he switching back and forth between fucking you?
all the time.
Thank you. And y'all are no longer complaining about that now, are they?
Recently,
Well, then I'm going to be single for the rest of my life then.
we had one of her little boyfriend at the time or whatever he was, messaged me on Facebook, and he had no idea who I was until.
Again, that's neither here nor there, because at the end of the day, you know what happens?
He's a dog.
Whether you like it or not, no, actually, he's the furthest thing from a dog. He's actually just a man, and he's doing what other men do. But our dogs also do the exact same thing, and so do cats. And
But cats don't show it.
Yeah, cats do show
They
it.
do show it.
Their mother, we can go to the trash can right now. Any of these damn trash cans in apartment complexes, and these motherfuckers is hoeing like a son of a bitch.
That is so true.
You got 6 cats pregnant by 1 male cat.
But you know what? I just recently seen that.
Okay, so you can't sit here like y'all love to try to talk shit about a man for doing exactly what a man is supposed to do. And whether you like it or not, this is the bad part. What you don't even realize is that's the reason you chose that man. You are never going to choose a man that other women are not interested in. Let's go to all of these basement homes with Tommy sitting there playing video games 12 hours a day who's unattractive.
There's no basements
I
here.
thought he was talking about freaking Tom and Jerry.
Okay, so then not in the basements, the back room. Either way. Let's go get 6'2" Tommy, who weighs 360 pounds, plays video games 12 hours a day, but he ain't never gonna cheat on you. You wanna fuck with him?
Nope.
Exactly. So, beggars, because in this situation, you're the beggar, but you want to be choosy. When you were able to be choosy, you didn't choose correctly.
I was always in relationships.
Again, and this is the problem that I'm going, my advice to you. Stay single. You're not healed at all. You're taking trauma. First off, you're creating your own trauma. Because you keep...
I do not.
Yes, you are. Take accountability. Who chooses the men you fuck with?
I do.
Thank you. That's accountability 101. So the fact that you can't make a good choice, you have to take accountability for that first and foremost.
But some of them chose me too.
No. You chose them. You control access to sex. Men control access to relationships and marriage. Because you're going to be the one that goes, but what are we? Which is like you said, you had a good guy, but he never made you feel like you were enough or like you guys were together. So you stopped fucking with him. Why? Because you weren't open enough to go, what are we? Or are we together?
That's true. You're right. Exactly right.
Thank you. Which goes back to what your girlfriend said earlier. Y'all don't fucking communicate. So instead of you asking, what are we? Because that's what women do. What are we? No man is literally going, what are we? Are we in a relationship or not?
Well, women need to know that.
No, you don't need to know that. If a man is spending time with you, giving you all his time, his penis, and his resources, taking you out on dates and doing shit, you actually need him to tell you, you're my girlfriend. Are we like in 2nd grade? You need a note that says, will you be my girlfriend? Circle yes or no.
Don't make me start singing that song.
It would be nice.
Yeah, see, again, that goes back to that thing we talked about earlier too, maturity. It's so many things.
I'm going to be up all night thinking about this now.
That's the whole point. And guess what? You got exactly what you asked for. It's on video. You can go watch it as many times as you want
That's
to.
exactly how this all because I wanted to video your advice.
Well,
It's not always good, by the way, just so you know.
my advice isn't always good. Tell me what part has been bad.
I don't know yet.
Correct.
I'll think of something.
So again, first thing you need to do is take accountability. Second thing you need to do is you need to heal, which means you need to take time. Yeah, you probably need to see a therapist again.
I have.
No. Continually see your therapist. What you did do was for that trauma. You have new trauma now. And me personally, just based off the conversations we've had, you haven't healed from that trauma. And the reason that I know that is you still talk about your ex-husband a lot. The moment you stop talking about your past, it won't dictate your future. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, your past dictates all of your future. Sure. And men see that and they prey on that weakness. And then you can find a man, someone such as myself, that comes and is honest with you and does their best to try to help pick you up and take you out of the trenches and the ditches and the dirt and say, okay, you can do better. You can be better. You can do things, but you don't like that truth. And you don't like the fact that that means you also have to become a better person. But according to you, you're the best person you know.
I'm a good person.
You can be a good person, but you're not a great person, and you're not someone anyone wants to wife.
Don't take that
But
wrong.
you want to be a wife. Okay. Well, in order for you to be a wife, the wife isn't just a title. It is the way you are as a whole. It's the way you wake up and go to sleep. A wife is in you. That is who you are. It is how you act. It is how you carry yourself. It is the fact that no man, whoever it is, will look at you and go, damn, that's a wife. And that's not you right now. And I know that's hard to hear. It's a hard pill to swallow. And the fucked up part about it is your ex didn't even treat you like a real wife. That's a whole totally different situation. And because of how long you were in that situation, you allowed that to change you.
Change. How did that change me? Like,
Because
example.
what you think, okay, so you have this thought process in your mind of what you deserve. Okay? But because of what you got, that is your new level of deservance. As opposed to what you could have, you go to what you can get. So this is the thing, whether you know it or not, and at this point, like, you have a choice, but you don't have that much of a choice, you're already settling, but your settle is so low that it's not even worth it.
I don't settle.
You do settle. So if you didn't settle, you wouldn't end up in the relationships you're in. There is a level of happiness and love and relationships that all of us desire. And we can have it. But you also have to work for it. You're not just going to walk in and it's just going to be handed to you. You have to work for it.
I haven't been with anyone long enough to do that.
But you need to be by yourself first to fix your issues to get to that. Again, I would love for a day where we have a conversation and you don't talk about your exes. That's not going to happen. We haven't even covered how many different men owe you money. So they're not leaders and breadwinners. They're not giving you the things that they need to as men.
Well, those are just friends.
Okay. Well, guess what? If those are just friends, they're also lacking in the man department. Because a man should be going, you need anything? Can I help you out? Are you good? Are you straight? That's why even though you lost your bet, I'm not going to take your $10.
I'm going to give it to you anyway.
You can't give it to me anyway. So, we'll do this quite often, not on camera. You pop up every couple of months. We go through this for about a week or two. Then you disappear.
Because I'm good.
Then you're like, I got a new man. And it doesn't work out. And here you come.
So how am I supposed to choose a man?
You wait.
A man chooses you.
Oh.
Men choose women. Women don't choose men. Terrence said, man, I swear I tell her the same thing. Oh, Terrence,
He never said that to me.
you know this person?
If Terrence Reeves.
What's up, Terrence? Terrence, you need to come be on this show, boy.
What?
That Like Terrence? Oh, hell no.
Oh, wow. Sounds like Terrence ain't a good thing.
No, just kidding, Terrence. I didn't know you.
Yeah, she doesn't know him at all. I just tell her I'm at Terrence's. And she's like, who? I'm like, never mind.
Well, unfortunately, we'll leave that alone.
Yeah, I'll leave it alone.
So, it's been like
Thank you for
what?
allowing me here. I gotta go to Walgreens.
Yep. It's been like 2 hours. Thank you for having a seat, Sonya. Thank you for showing up late as
Well, I
You
got
were.
off work late.
as you should have told her that. See, that's another thing. Y'all need to stop lying. I'm 4 minutes up the street. Show up an hour and a half
No,
later.
you know what I do? What my stupid ass did? I went all the way down to 7th Street. I don't know why I went.
7th Street is 5 minutes from here.
But I don't know why.
Because that's where I used to live. It's where I used to live.
I don't
So,
even know why. I just drove. I just kept on driving.
thank you both for coming in, showing
Thank
up.
you again, and I want
So-
to hear more.
Thank you for your input on this. Might have to have you actually sit on the couch on camera because I think you might need a little bit of help yourself.
I don't need help no more. I already got all I needed.
All right, with that, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in to another episode of No Cap Reacts. This is our all new segment called Therapy Session.
I think you should be sitting on this couch all the time.
We're gonna be doing this quite often. On
This chair.
We'll have different guests. So with that, I'm going to say thanks for tuning in and.